the ministry that marking of SPAs form part of the duties of teachers. Whilst it is the duty of a teacher to mark SPAs, I personally have always maintained that if I employ a gardener to work an acre of land, I cannot go and buy another 5 acres because he works well and ask him to work 6 acres without increasing his remuneration. The B.U.T shares the concerns of the BSTU and supports the BSTU in saying that the volume of work has become too much of a burden on teachers, and the time has come to compensate. Recently, the minister himself acknowledged the fact that it is a lot of work for teachers. Health and safety. The union has had some major challenges with health and safety in schools. Too many of our schools are not meeting basic requirements as laid down in the Health and Safety Act, or the SHAW Act, as is familiarly known. Matters such as accessibility, adequate bathroom facilities, lunch facilities, ventilation, air quality, fire escapes and fire extinguishers, lighting quality, etc. are real. We are currently in discussion with teachers at the St. Lawrence School, where there are serious problems emanating from the Graham Hall swamp and the environs. We have had to raise concern about rodents, rats, bees, flies, mosquitoes, dust, mold. You can list a whole host of things invading our schools. The BSTU is now fighting a battle with the Ministry of the Environmental Conditions at Congomere, and this has been ongoing for some time. We too had between 2005 and 2007 a similar situation with the now defunct Louis Lynch Secondary School. The mobile policy. The B.U.T has submitted its concerns with the implementation of the mobile technology policy, as was outlined in the ministry's document, and submitted its submission for their perusal. The B.U.T remains very concerned about the widespread and liberal use of cell phones in schools by students, and sometimes we get complaints of teachers who seemingly abuse the cell phone. The Teacher Service Commission. This document has been around Parliament for just about 42 years. However, the current minister has been asked to have the Teacher Service Commission established as a matter of urgency. Some 8 years, however, has elapsed, and amidst all the pronouncements and promises, he is yet to get it before this current Parliament. The B.U.T, as I said, has submitted a few suggestions to how we would want to see it established and function. And one of the things is that we said it must have its own Chief Personnel Officer. There's no need to establish a Teacher Service Commission and still have to go through the current Chief Personnel Officer. The ball is therefore in the Minister's court, as it has been for the last 8 years. I cannot conclude this morning without mentioning the number one issue which we closed 2016 with, and will certainly start 2017 with, the docking of pay. The matter of docking of teachers' pay for attending 2 meetings called April 29th and May 4th, 2016, must never be laid to rest until the affected teachers get back every last cent. The union has written the ministry no less than 4 times on this matter and has not had a single reply to date. We have met with the Honourable Prime Minister and the ministry together and separately on the matter and have gotten no resolution. The union has paid for and received 2 favorable legal opinions from its lawyer, and has had our lawyer write the Permanent Secretary outlining the facts of the matter and seeking restoration. All of those efforts, ladies and gentlemen, were in vain. On May 31st, a meeting was held at the ministry and chaired by the Permanent Secretary, with the main agenda item being docking of pay. The General Secretary led the discussion and posed several questions and spoke to the letter from the PS sent to Secretary Treasurers on May 6 in secondary schools, where she quoted section 3.32 of the General Orders as her basis for docking the salaries. We raised the following. 1. The Trade Union Act stipulates that executive members of unions were exempt from the abatement of pay in such circumstances. 2. We sought clarification as to who would have given permission or who are supposed to give permission for teachers to attend meetings. Because we have always been of the view that the principals in the schools, as head of departments, give permission. We also, as a third point, noted that it was not custom and practice for teachers to have their salaries docked, and we cite the Alexandra Secondary School case, where teachers were absent from work for 3 weeks and did not get their salaries docked. The union also used the opportunity to state that the action by the ministry was setting a bad precedent, especially for trade unions who operate under a voluntaristic system. The Permanent Secretary then drew attention to section 22 of the Code of Conduct of the Public Service at Cap 29, which states that officers shall not be paid for any day or portion of the day during which they are on strike. The B.U.T has never declared a strike. And if we did declare a strike, there are requirements by law, and the PS would have had to act. Let me reaffirm our position on this matter to say that it will be fought to the end. There can be no cordial relations between us and the Ministry of Education with this matter unresolved.